Hello everybody, Rod a Cool Guy Barbecue, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make a chicken, and we're trying to get as close as we can to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I found a couple of recipes, put them together, and we're going to give it our best shot. So to start today, I've got some buttermilk. We're going to actually brine in buttermilk. And then I've got some ingredients. I've got some salt. I've got some paprika, I've got some cumin, and some coriander. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake these up first. Okay, so I've got this spice all mixed up, and you can see it's kind of a nice spice. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle it, just like this, into the buttermilk. So we get a really nice fine mixture. Okay, then the other thing we do is we come back and we add some minced garlic. Throw that around in there a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up really good, so I get my brine for my chicken all done. So hang tight and I'll start dropping chicken in just a minute. Okay, so I've got the chicken. There's one chicken in this container with the brine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, put the lid on, take it out and put it in the fridge for about 8 hours. Then after that, I'm going to bring it back in the house and I'm going to make a rub for you. And then we're going to put it out on the smoker and then cook it up, trying to make a Kentucky Fried Chicken type recipe. Stay tuned. Okay, so I put the Kentucky Fried Chicken in buttermilk that we're making out in the brining bucket last night. You can see what it looks like after sitting in the brining bucket for just about 24 hours. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make up the rub. Okay? And the first ingredient in the rub is some sea salt. Then it's some thyme. Then it's some basil and some oregano. Then it's some celery salt, black pepper, dried mustard, paprika, ground ginger, garlic salt, and then white pepper. And that's kind of a big list, so you gotta really think that one through when you make it. But I'm going to put the lid on my spice rack, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake this up, and in a minute I'm going to come back and I'm going to sprinkle it on the pieces of chicken. Okay, so I've got 2 chickens here, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm just going to start to rub all the chicken with the rub. And we're going to get it on nice and thick on all the pieces. So in a minute, I'm going to meet you back out at the smoker, and I'm going to get the chicken on there. I've got the smoker set at 310 degrees. This is going to be a little bit quicker cook, but it should just be fabulous when we're done. So stay tuned. So we're about ready to put the Kentucky Fried Chicken onto the grill. I've got my grill running at 305 degrees F. So we're going to kind of do a smoked bake on this, and so I'm going to start putting it on. Now I didn't season the back side. I'm going to season that on the grill. And the reason is because this buttermilk's just a little bit more milky. So hang tight there, and I'll show you how I'm going to season it up here in just a second. Okay, we got it all on. We're just going to come back and rub up the top. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into a 15-minute minute. 15-minute. 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 15- have the timer go off, then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to probably end up doing that, I think, about 3 times, then I'll start checking temperature. Okay, I've had the Kentucky Fried Chicken on the grill for 15 minutes, and I just want to show you what it looks like. You can kind of see how the rub is kind of crusting up nice. So we're going to flip it all, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to set the timer for another 15 minutes. And remember, this has got the buttermilk brine on it, so it's kind of getting a white color pretty fast here. So stay tuned, and I'll be back in 15 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so it's now been 15 minutes longer we've been cooking. So that was our second flip. So look at how this is just browning up nicely. So I'm going to flip it again, and I'm going to cook it for another 15 minutes. Actually, I might come back out here in just a second, check this temperature, because sometimes when you put brines in, you know, it really has an effect on your cooking temperature. And this buttermilk that we used before might have really done that. So we're going to check the temp here in just a second. But look how good that chicken is looking. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've been cooking for 30 minutes, and I thought this is starting to look pretty good. You always want your thighs and your legs to get to about 175, 170, 175, and your breasts at 165. So you can see we're moving right along. So I would say another 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and we're going to be eating chicken. Stay tuned. So the chicken's been on the grill for 45 minutes, so let's take a look at how we're doing. Oh, look how nice and brown it is. I'm going to check the temp on a couple of pieces and see how close we are. We want this to get to 175. Yep, that piece is done right there. So, and that one's done as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the rest of these pieces. The ones that are done, I'm going to take into the house and then transfer into the stove. But the one thing I want to point out is I check every piece for doneness. Wings, breasts, 175, 170, wings and thighs at 175 to 180, breasts at 165. Okay, I wrapped up at the smoker, and here's how the chicken turned out. Looks absolutely scrumptious. One thing about chicken, it's really interesting. It's like it breaks down, and some of it will get done faster than other pieces. It took me about just a little over an hour to finish it all up. I thought I was going to go a little bit quicker, but again, I got the breasts up to 165 and the other parts up to 170 to 175, and we're done. And my wife, my beautiful bride, she plated me up a little plate with some veggies on it as well. So what we're going to do now, we're going to try the chicken. I've got a thigh here, and this is the Rod Teats Moment of Truth, and we'll try this piece of chicken here. There's the side I want right there. Okay, so if you look real close here, it's really, I can tell you right now, it's glistening with moisture. So that buttermilk, see how that buttermilk turned out. Now, this is really good. Totally different flavor than most chicken. I'll tell you one thing about this. Just as a perception, it tastes way better than it looks. It's actually really good. It's got a nice juicy flavor to it. And you can see the smoke flavor in it a little bit too. So, and it's hot. I can tell you that. It's very warm. So, if you want to try this Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe, which probably isn't far off of Kentucky Fried Chicken, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Cool Guy Barbecue, and I'll have the recipe up there. And then also, you can send me an email, and I'll email you the recipe as well. But that rub is very deceiving. It's actually very, very flavorful. And I highly recommend this. It's got a great flavor. So stay tuned for more videos to come. Rod Teats signing off.